Yeah, people are adding. Hello, guys. I'm Priya Dikshit, and I'm going to take this live session on modern history. Um, I hope you guys are excited and prepared. So, we all are aspirants, even I am, and we know that how important modern history is for our prelims, for our UPSC preparation. So, shall we start? Let people add. Okay. It's so nice to see you guys here excited about the lesson. And as we all know, prelims is really near, and we need to revise each and every chapter, each and everything, whatever is going to come, whatever we have to be prepared for. So I hope you guys have this brief history on brief introduction history of modern India with you guys. Okay, yeah. So I'm getting these messages to start. So let's start. So guys, modern history is something what we have read from the advent of these Europeans in our country till our independence. I hope you guys can listen me. Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. So, but now, how shall we start? We have to start with this first chapter. I know you guys must have left this chapter because this has no information which the UPSC asks. ठीक है, बट देन हमारे लिए ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है बिकॉज वी नीड टू नो फ्रॉम वेयर द इंफॉर्मेशन कम्स, कहाँ से हमें ये इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल रही है, जो भी हम लोग जितने भी मूवमेंट्स पढ़ रहे हैं, जितना भी हम लोग हिस्ट्री के बारे में जान रहे हैं, so how, from where is it coming? Okay, so this is very very important. Okay, so let's just start. This is a brief introduction of how did we find about the findings जो भी हम लोग इस टाइम हिस्ट्री में पढ़ेंगे, आगे जो भी आप आगे के सेशंस में देखोगे, उसको हमने कहाँ से स्टार्ट करा, कहाँ से हमें इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली. वी ऑलवेज गेट दीज क्वेश्चंस व्हेन वी आर स्टडिंग दैट हाउ, कहाँ से इतना कुछ सब कुछ इसमें लिखा हुआ है. So this is a chapter for introduction, and you can open your unit 1 sources and approaches, chapter 1 sources for history of modern India. Okay, the book is a spectrum. Okay, open your spectrum. I have these notes. I'll be telling you about how this information came into these books, which we have to read again and again. Okay, so sources for history of modern India. We have many sources. Like, see, whatever we are reading today, it comes from somewhere. So where does it come from? These Europeans, how did Britishers came? How did Portuguese, Dutch, or Danish people come to India? Why they came for this information? How we got this information? So these archives, like this all information we got from archives of central government, state government, presidencies, European powers, judicial records, published acknowledgements, and private from foreign repositories, and biographies, newspapers and journals, and about all those creative writings or the paintings that we found out. Okay, so now let's come to this first thing. What are archives? Archives refer to a collection of historical records and documents, usually primary source documents, that is, the documents that have been created with a necessary part of some activity, administrative, legal, social, or commercial. What are archives? Archives are like, they are documents that we have found out from various sources. They are from the state government, the central government. They are still stored there. So we got this from archives. The East India Company 1600, which ruled from 1600 to 1857, we had to know what their psychology is, what are their policies, how they are framing their psychologies, how they are framing their policies, their economic history. Okay, then after 1857, we all know the crown rule came. Now, interesting ways. There are memoirs, there are biographies, as we have read about. अगर आपने प्रिपरेशन करना स्टार्ट कर दिया है और आपने अगर आगे चैप्टर्स पढ़ लिए हैं, तो हमने उसमें देखा होगा कि बहुत सारे जो हमारे फ्रीडम फाइटर्स थे, बहुत सारे जो नेशनलिस्ट थे, वो लोग अपने अपने राइटअप्स लिखते थे. दे यूज टू राइट न्यूज़पेपर्स, दे यूज टू राइट जर्नल्स, दे यूज टू राइट these weeklies, जहां से जो अभी भी stored हैं in our museums, in some historical places, from where we got this information. Now, we don't have to leave this chapter because there is a lot. There are books, there are writers, there are journalists, there are gazettes. We have to learn them because UPSC अक्सर ऐसे questions पूछता रहता है जो कि आपको याद होने चाहिए, और याद करने के लिए we need to know about them. Now, let's come to the first thing. बुक में लिखा है archival materials. So what are the materials? The government archives. Government archives, there are central government archives, state government archives, records of intermediate and subordinate authorities and judicial records. सुप्रीम कोर्ट हमारी 1773 में 1774 में अकॉर्डिंग टू रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट सेटअप कर दी गई थी. वी हैव these records, we have these records where they are stored. We need to know that where they are stored. The National Archives of India is in New Delhi. It is of government, it is under Government of India. What? Okay, she's English ki dukaan. Shall I speak in Hindi? I hope you are comfortable with I'm speaking in both English and Hindi. Okay. So this is the National Archives of India is located in New Delhi. It is under Government of India. Here we have found all the central government archives. Okay. हम बहुत ही जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है, जो रिविजन है, वो बहुत एक्सप्लेनेटरी नहीं होगा. इट इज बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट अ क्वेश्चन कैन आस्क फ्रॉम यू. Okay, so we need to know where is National Archives of India. It is in New Delhi, Government of India. Now, the second information which is given under this head, the Central Government Archives, that the company was distributed among various branches. It was distributed among various branches. General थे, revenue part था, political part था, military part था, secret, commercial, judicial, education. These all were the parts. ठीक है. इसका सर्वे किसने फर्स्ट टाइम करा था? डू यू नो दैट व्हेन द फर्स्ट सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया हैपेंड, इट वाज अंडर फर्स्ट सर्वेयर जनरल ऑफ बंगाल 1767 बाय जेम्स रेनेल. You need to know who was the first surveyor general of Bengal. He came in 1767 and his name was James Renell. If you want, I'll ask the sir to upload these notes so that you can read, like एक वे आउट आपको एक पूरा ऊपर से मिल जाएगा. बहुत डिस्क्रिप्टिव नहीं पढ़ना पड़ेगा. टू नो द फर्स्ट सर्वेयर जनरल ऑफ बंगाल केम इन 1767. ही वाज जेम्स रेनेल. बट उसके बाद इस सर्वे से हमें क्या क्या मिला? ही नॉट ओनली प्रोवाइडेड इंफॉर्मेशन on the basis of geographical matters, but हमें socio-economic situations के बारे में भी पता चला. Okay? The proceedings of public, judicial, legislative departments and religious policies. We came to know this. ये सब हमें इनके थ्रू पता चला जो फर्स्ट सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया हुआ. ओके. एजुकेशनल रिकॉर्ड्स भी सेंट्रल आर्काइव्स में रखे हुए हैं अभी भी. अच्छा, ये सब चीजें चलती आ रही थी, लेकिन 1907 में a new series of records came. Now the question can be asked that what were the new series of records that came in 1907? It was Home Political. Home Political was started to deal exclusively for political and communal issues. Okay, so we have to know that the political and communal issues के लिए जो एक अलग से 1907 में जो series of records आए थे, this was known as Home Political. Now these records of Reform Office are very useful for analytical study of constitutional developments. जितने भी हमारे, जैसे कि आज हम लोग देखते हैं अलग अलग तरीके के constitutional developments हो रहे हैं, उस टाइम पे भी हो रहे थे. I am sure you must have read, being a UPSC student, you must have read. So ये जो developments हो रहे थे, these are still stored in Home Political. It was introduced in 1907. It was a new series of records for political and communal issues. Okay. Now अब हम स्टेट पे आते हैं। उसके आगे आप देखेंगे आर्काइव्स ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट लिखा हुआ है, और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के अंदर इसमें आ रहा है द सोर्स मटेरियल इन स्टेट आर्काइव्स कंप्राइज ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स फॉर्मर ब्रिटिश इंडियन प्रोविंसेस, जितनी प्रोविंसेस थी ब्रिटिश इंडिया के अंडर, द प्रिंसली स्टेट विच वर इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इन इंडियन यूनियन आफ्टर 1947, जितनी प्रिंसली स्टेट्स थी 1947 के बाद जो सब ऐड हुई थी, दे आर ऑल्सो देयर, एंड द फॉरेन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन अंडर दैट इन दोज ऑफ ब्रिटिश टाइम्स। ठीक है, 3 चीजें हमने देख ली कि इंडियन प्रोविंसेस जो थी, जो प्रिंसली स्टेट्स थी, और जो 1947 के बाद हमारे पास ऐड हुई थी। ओके, now these archives can be found from these sources. I am telling you the sources in short. You can always read them. You can ask for notes. We can upload them so that you can read from the notes. And these state records were Kingdom of Lahore ka Khalsa Darbar from 1800 to 1849. Through this, we came to know a lot about how the source material, how these Indian powers which were taken over by the British, कैसे British आके, how the British came and they took the Indian powers. This can be known from Kingdom of Lahore, Khalsa Darbar 1800 to 1849 तक जो रहा था. The second one we are reading is pre-British. Pre-British कहाँ से पता चलता है? From the Peshwa Daftar, that is still there in Alienation Office, Pune. Peshwa Daftar, Alienation Office, Pune. Through this, as we know, पेशवा दफ्तर से हम मेक आउट कर सकते हैं कि मराठा हिस्ट्री के बारे में काफी कुछ हमें वहां से पता चला है. These are the state archives as we are reading. Rajasthan princely states were very important जब यूरोपियंस आए, when the Europeans came and they were धीरे धीरे वो अपना सेटअप लगा रहे थे. एट दैट टाइम राजस्थान प्रिंसली स्टेट्स वर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो फ्रॉम वेयर वी गॉट दिस, हाउ अजीत सिंह, अबाउट जय सिंह, how did we get to know this? We got to know this through Rajasthan princely states, the Rajasthan state archives in Bikaner. It is in Bikaner, and we got to know about the information through Rajasthan state archives, Bikaner. Okay. Then the Dogra rule. The Dogra rule. Yeah, you're asking for the cover page. It is a Spectrum. It is a Spectrum Modern History. This is a very important book. I know you guys must be having this book, those who are starting and those who are still reading. And now, the fourth thing was Dogra Rule 1846. It is in J&K, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. जैसे जैसे वो लोग आ रहे थे, जैसे जैसे सब सेटअप कर रहे थे, तो these states have played a very important role in our history, in our modern history. Okay. Now, as we have all read about the presidencies, this is very important. The presidencies are very important. We have read about Fort Williams, which is in Bengal. We have read about Fort St. George, which is in Madras, and Bombay Presidency, which is in Maharashtra. So, now, listen to this. The archives of Fort Williams, that was the Bengal Presidency. उसमें हमारे records before Plassey, the Battle of Plassey that happened in 1757, उसके पहले के records, they were destroyed. They were destroyed, so we don't have them. ज्यादा नहीं है हमारे पास, बट आफ्टर प्लासी की जितनी भी सर्वाइव्ड रिकॉर्ड्स हैं, दे हैव हेल्प्ड अ लॉट इन आवर मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री सेशंस, इन आवर मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री बुक्स. All what the historians have read and found out, they have found out of Bengal presidency. According to this, these Fort William के जितने भी archives थे, जितने records थे, which were kept by the English as well as the people. Okay, hello guys. Yeah, I'm still getting hellos. It's okay if you are following Bipin Chandra. There is no problem. There is no problem at all. Even I have read Bipin Chandra and Spectrum, and they both have the information. But you can get a detailed information in Spectrum. It's always detailed information which helps us to know, to understand. And UPSC is not about reading the facts. It's about understanding things, because we have to appear for mains 2 plus the prelims. Okay. The second, now we have read about Fort Williams, Bengal Presidency. The second one is Fort St. George, which is in Madras. Okay, 1670. वहां पे जितना भी सेटअप हुआ, जितना भी मद्रास प्रेसिडेंसी में हुआ अबाउट द फोर्ट सेंट जॉर्ज, As the Fort St. George was a presidency, the presidency was set up in Madras. तो वहाँ के जितने records हैं, they have helped a lot. उस time पे जितनी चीजें हुई, how they started to rule over us, how they converted from trade to administrative. This all is available in state archives. In these three presidencies, the Bengal presidency, the second one is Madras presidency, and the third one is Bombay presidency. That is in Maharashtra. And we can now. The question is that Bombay presidency Maharashtra का हमें कहाँ से मिला? How do we know about the Bombay presidency things? और अब वो कहाँ पे records they are saved? Where they are saved? They are saved. बॉम्बे प्रेसिडेंसी के बारे में बात हो रही है. सेक्रेटेरिएट रिकॉर्ड ऑफिस मुंबई. इट इज स्टिल देयर. सेक्रेटेरिएट रिकॉर्ड ऑफिस मुंबई. ओके. The other we have got through Portuguese, Goa and the Dutch के बारे में हमें कोचिन और मालाबार मद्रास रिकॉर्ड ऑफिस से पता चला है. चिंसुरा का स्टेट ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल से हमें पता चला. फ्रेंच का हमें चंद्रनागुर और पॉन्टेजेरी में जो जितने भी लोग आए, दे वर टेकन टू पेरिस. अब वी हैव टू नो फ्रेंच जितना भी हमारे रिकॉर्ड्स थे, दे वर टेकन बैक टू पेरिस. वी डोंट हैव देम. इट इज लाइक अ इंटरनेशनल कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन टू द हिस्ट्री, टू द मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री. जो डैनिश यूरोपियंस आए थे, जो डैनिश लोग आए थे, उनके बारे में दे वर ट्रांसफर टू instead of just listen to her. Okay, thank you so much for supporting me. Yeah, you should just listen to me. I hope I can help. About Danish people, it was transferred to Copenhagen. तो अब हमें इससे पता चलता है as many Europeans came. You all guys know about which Europeans came to our country. The Portuguese, the Dutch, the English, the French and the Danish. Okay, these all came. But इनमें से French और Danish, they were taken back. The French was taken to Paris and the Danish were taken to Copenhagen. और लेकिन फिर भी it was transferred, but we still have the जो Danish collections हैं, they are still in Madras Record Office because it was sold to English. I hope we all know that Danish settlements were all sold to English people, and it was a very small portion of Danish which we have read and which we know now. We all know about the Supreme Court of India, which was set up in 1774, according to which act? Regulating Act 1773. Where do we get these judicial records? Have you ever imagined where do we get these judicial records? These judicial records are there in Madras Record Office. There's Mayor's Court, जो मेयर की कोर्ट थी, फोर्ट सेंट जॉर्ज जो हमारा सेटअप हुआ, वहां से हमें ये रिकॉर्ड्स मिले हैं. प्री प्लासी के जो जुडिशियल रिकॉर्ड से अभी हमने पढ़ा था, थोड़ी देर पहले हमने पढ़ा था कि जो प्री प्लासी जो बंगाल के रिकॉर्ड से प्रेसिडेंसी के, वो काफी ज्यादा डिस्टर्ब हो गए थे. दे वर ऑल वैनिश्ड ना ड्यू टू दीज वॉर्स एंड एवरीथिंग. वो हटा दिए गए थे. बट हमें जुडिशियल रिकॉर्ड्स अभी भी अवेलेबल हैं. वेयर? in Calcutta High Court and Supreme Court of Bengal, that was set up in 1774 from 1861. We can get there all the pre-Plassey records. Okay. Mayor's Court, Bombay, which was set up in 1728. See, I am telling you the dates for your knowledge. You have to read it. You have to read it out. You have to know कि कब क्या चीज आई है, कैसे आई है. Okay, this is just information. I can give you the information. I can give you the explanation. You have to read it and find it out. Okay, as we have all done. 1728 in Maharashtra Secretariat Record Office. This Mayor Court is in Bombay. It can be asked that where is Mayor's Court? It is not asked like where is Mayor's Court, but they give उस तरीके से statements दे देते हैं. Is it located here? This is located here. You have to know this. You have to get this in mind that where is Mayor's Court? It is in Bombay, and in Maharashtra Secretariat Office we can get all the information. Okay. We also have published records, which are the parliamentary papers, which are the weekly gazettes. which are the weekly gazettes that were published, the parliamentary papers that were published, they are very important. Now, published में हमारे papers और documents आते हैं. Eminent leaders की जो write-ups थे, the write-ups of eminent leaders who have written, we have read about the novels, we have read about the newspapers, we have read about everything which were written by these eminent leaders. So this all has helped a lot. वहाँ की सोशियो इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशंस को जानने में, जितने भी हमारे इंडिया में किस तरीके से टेक ओवर किया जा रहा था, द सब्सिडरी लाइन्स, everything is given in these papers and documents, because Britishers were very much, they were developed. They used to do something and record it on paper. They had this procedure of doing. So these records are still saved, and this we come to know through the papers and documents, through the weekly gazettes that are saved, the parliamentary papers, and INC के बारे में. Now हम लोग आजकल इतना ज़्यादा जानते हैं about the Congress. What about the past? The Indian National Congress is about the facts and figures of Indian National Congress. जितना भी हमें पता चलता है कि उनकी कौन कौन सी बैठक हुई थी, जो कहाँ कहाँ हुई थी, वेयर इट हैपेंड, ठीक है, दीज नीड्स दे आर ऑल स्टोर्ड इन नेहरू मेमोरियल म्यूजियम एंड लाइब्रेरी दैट इज सिचुएटेड इन न्यू दिल्ली. आई एम स्पीकिंग इन बोथ हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश. आई होप आई एम नॉट टू फास्ट. मतलब आर यू गाइज अंडरस्टैंडिंग? इज इट गोइंग गुड? ओके, थैंक यू सो मच. नाउ, जैसा कि अभी तक हमने इंडियन चीजों के बारे में पढ़ा कि हाउ डिड वी गेट द रिकॉर्ड्स इन इंडिया, हाउ वी गॉट टू नो अबाउट दीज यूरोपियन पावर्स एंड एवरीथिंग इन इंडिया, इन मद्रास, इन द प्रेसिडेंसीज, इन बंगाल, इन बॉम्बे, इन महाराष्ट्र. सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू रीड अबाउट what foreigners did, what foreign records कौन से ऐसे हैं which have helped us in knowing this information. Okay. The foreign records, note down, इसको आपको, we can provide these notes also, but this I'm telling in points that which foreign contributions क्या रहे हैं. Foreign contributions हैं Indian Office Record in London, that is situated in London. Now, note this, that India Office Records is situated in London. India Office Records is situated in London. The second one is British Museum. All about the British Viceroys, the Secretary of States, and the high-ranked military powers. They are all stored in British Museum. Okay? आगे चल के जब हम आगे के सेशंस लेंगे तो देयर आर ब्रिटिश वाइसरॉयज, हम वाइसरॉयज के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, द सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट्स विच हैव प्लेड अ वेरी मेजर रोल इन आवर मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री. सो दिस हिस्ट्री, वेयर डू वी गेट फ्रॉम? इट इज स्टोर्ड इन ब्रिटिश म्यूजियम, where we can get about the information about British Viceroys, the Secretary of States, and the high-ranked officials that came to India. Okay? Documents हमें जितने भी मिनट्स जैसे कि आपने पढ़ा होगा, मैकॉलेज मिनट आपने पढ़ा होगा. सो वेयर डू वी गेट दिस फ्रॉम? We have got this from the Court of Directors, that the documents are stored in British Museum. The general count of English East India Company, ठीक है, English East India Company came, how did it happen, मतलब everything from start to the end. Everything is stored in British Museum. The Viceroys, the Secretary of States, the high-ranked officials, how they came, what they did, what they were going to do, what were the plans, what were the outcomes, and the minutes, and the general count of each and everything about the East India Company is stored in British Museum. Okay. फिर उसके बाद the missionary societies also came in India. उन्होंने क्रिश्चियनिटी सेटअप करने की कोशिश करी थी. दे हैव अचीव्ड, उन्होंने काफी अचीव भी करा. सो मिशनरी सोसाइटीज, वी कैन गेट दिस फ्रॉम चर्च मिशनरी सोसाइटी ऑफ लंडन. चर्च मिशनरी सोसाइटी ऑफ लंडन. ओके. नाउ, as I'm getting the message that excellent teaching, thank you so much guys, thank you so much, this is such a motivation for me. And now back to the topic. We are talking about foreign contributions. The foreign contribution is Indian Office Records in London. The second one we have read, British Museum. The third one is Church Missionary Society of London. The fourth is Archives National, Paris. पेरिस में हमें पता चला कि जो फ्रेंच यूरोपियंस आए थे उनके इंफॉर्मेशन, उनके रिकॉर्ड्स वर टेकन बैक टू पेरिस. सो दिस इज वेयर वी गेट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम आर्काइव्स नेशनल पेरिस. फ्रेंच मिनिस्ट्रीज ऑफ फॉरेन अफेयर्स. ओके. डच के बारे में हमें पता चला है द हेग एंड रिचकर चीफ, EIC, डच ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के बारे में भी हमें, इन दो चीजों के बारे में जो आप देखेंगे जब आगे आप पढ़ रहे होगे फॉरेन रिपोजिटरीज में, जब आप आगे जाओगे तो वहां पे मेंशन्ड है दीज टू थिंग्स कि डच का हमें कहां से पता. डच ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी इज अवेलेबल इन रिचकर चीफ एंड द हेग, एंड द डैनिश एंड पोर्तुगीज आर केप्ट इन कोपेनहेगन एंड लिस्बन. ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है दैट वेयर which records are kept. Dutch were kept in Rijkershoef, The Hague. Danish were kept in Copenhagen, and Portuguese are stored in Lisbon. Okay. Now Pakistan, we come to Pakistan. Pakistan is playing like a bad role today, but then it is very important from the point of view of modern history. Archives are present in Pakistan are of utmost importance. The West Pakistan Record Office, that is situated in Lahore, Record Office in Peshawar, these have played a major role in contributing to our Indian modern history subjects. Okay. तब उस टाइम पे पाकिस्तान एंड इंडिया वर टुगेदर. सो दिस रिकॉर्ड ऑफिस, नोट दिस डाउन, two record offices were there. West Pakistan Record Office, which is situated in Lahore, and Record Office, which is in Peshawar. Okay. Now we come to regional history. अच्छा, अफगानिस्तान से भी काफी हमारा मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री में there is a good portion which is like related to Afghanistan. So Afghanistan has also played a very important role in knowing about the modern history that we are reading today. Okay. वेस्ट पाकिस्तान, अब हमने फॉरेन रिपोजिटरीज के बारे में पढ़ लिया है. दिस इज ऑल विच इज गिवन अबाउट फॉरेन रिपोजिटरीज. नाउ वी कम टू और कहां से हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिली है. रिकॉर्ड्स और ऑफिसेस तो हो गए. We have read about what were the records and what were the offices that contributed in modern history. Now we come to the biographies, we come to the memoirs and the travel affairs. There were many travelers who came to India to see our culture and our socio-economic conditions. So these travel affairs, these biographies, these memoirs are very important when we are reading about modern Indian history. Okay. इसमें हमारी बिशप हेबर की जर्नल वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एबे डुबोइस की हिंदू मैनर्स एंड कस्टम्स, दिस वाज रिटन बाय एबे डुबोइस, एंड दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन नोइंग अबाउट आवर कल्चर एंड कंडीशंस. ओके. नाउ बायोग्राफीज, और इसमें अब हम इसमें आते हैं. बिशप हेबर्स जर्नल एंड एबे डुबोइस हिंदू मैनर्स एंड कस्टम्स प्रोवाइड यूजफुल इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन सोशियो इकोनॉमिक लाइफ ऑफ इंडिया. ओके. ये नेम्स और इस बुक का नेम ये जो दिया हुआ है, दैट इज हिंदू मैनर्स एंड कस्टम्स, इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू हैव टू नो दैट किसने क्या कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन किया था. नाउ बाकी और भी एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हुए हैं यहाँ पे. लेट मी रीड आउट द एग्जाम्पल्स सो वी कैन डिस्कस अबाउट दिस. Some of the famous British travelers who wrote travel accounts, these are the travel accounts. Okay, you have to know the names and what they wrote. So here it is. George Foster, Benjamin Hayne, James Burnes, they wrote the narrative of a visit to the court of Sindh. Okay. Now, Alexander Burns travels into Bukhara. He wrote C.J.C. Davidson, Diary of the Travels and Adventures in Upper India. John Butler, Travels and Adventures in the province of Assam. Famous non-British travelers. They were British travelers. These are the British travelers. There were many non-British travelers who came to India. The non-British travelers were Victor Jacquemont, Letters from India describing a journey in the British dominions of India, Tibet, Lahore and Kashmir during the years 1829, 1829, 1828 and 1831. Baron Charles की Travels in Kashmir and the Punjab, and William Moorcroft. These have helped a lot. These are the biographies. These are the travel accounts which have helped in our modern history contributions. Okay, which book you are referring? Can I know? I am referring to Spectrum. This is Spectrum, chapter 1 from Spectrum. Okay. Now, then it is newspaper and journals. Now, guys, what are we reading? We are reading about how the information came, how the modern history information came. Those who are joining can listen. This is all about how our information came and from where, from which records, from which offices, from which biographies and paintings and cultures we get to know about the modern history. So now we head on to journalists. There were a lot of newspapers. There were a lot of gazettes which were published during our Indian nationalist movement that we will come through in coming chapters, following chapters. So is chapter mein what you have to read? You have to know that which journal was written by whom, how did it help, which newspaper was edited by whom. Okay, which gazettes we have to learn, the name of the gazettes and the name of the writer. Now, isko main bolungi, I have made these notes out of the book that which part is done by whom, the journalist. Now, here we come to the journalist. The first one is G. Subramanya Iyer. He wrote Hindu, The Hindu and Swadesh Mitran. Okay, we can find this in book. You can always find this in book. And there's some of the publications of Indian National. These were the founding fathers of Indian National Congress. These people, the journalists who have written this, they were the founding fathers of Indian National Congress. So the first one was G. Subramanya Iyer, Hindu and Swadesh Mitran. Number 2, we come to Bal Gangadhar Tilak. He edited the Kesari and the Maharatta. Then Surendranath Banerjee, Bengali. Okay. Sisir Kumar Ghosh and Motilal Ghosh, they edited the Amrita Bazar Patrika. These are very important in the following chapters. You have to read the books as well as the journalist and ratify them. Because there is no understanding in this, you have to just learn it out. Okay. N.N. Sen, Indian Mirror. N.N. Sen, Indian Mirror. Dadabhai Naoroji, Voice of India. G.P. Verma, Advocate and Hindustan. So here it is. These are the Indian National Congress leaders who were the founding fathers of INC. They have written these write-ups which have helped in our modern history documentation. Here it is. This is all given like this. You can write down as like notes. You can make notes out of it and read it and revise it whenever you want. Okay. There were certain places that helped in our modern history, like this adventure which we'll read in this book, this thick book. And the places were Punjab, Tribune and Akbar-e-Aam. Punjab se hame kya mila? For what we got from Punjab, that Tribune and Akbar-e-Aam, we got to know a lot of history from this place. Next was Bombay. We came to know because of the Gujarati, the Indu Prakash, Dhyan Prakash and Kal. These were the write-ups. ये जो मैं नाम ले रही हूँ, Gujarati, Indu Prakash, Dhyan Prakash, Kal, these were the write-ups and these have come from Bombay. Now from Bengal, what did come from Bengal? Sadharni, Banganvasi, I think it is Bengal, so it's Banganvasi, Som Prakash. These are the three names, the three things. Okay, these three things have come from Bengal. Gujarati, Indu Prakash, Dhyan Prakash, Kal from Bombay, Tribune and Akbar-e-Aam from Punjab. Okay. Now, अब हम जाते हैं फिर से, as we went to these offices from abroad. जैसे कि अभी हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे इंडियन के बारे में, इंडियन ऑफिसेस के बारे में, then we went to the foreign repositories, the foreign office records that are stored in foreign, and they have contributed to our modern history. Okay, like the same way we have these books. We have these books and newspapers and gazettes which were settled abroad. But they were Indian, but they were settled abroad and they have written and contributed. Okay, what were those? Indian Sociologist, London, by Shyamji Krishnavarma. Bande Mataram in Paris from Madame Kama. Talwar, Berlin, Virendranath Chattopadhyay. And Gadar movement, बहुत important है. From where was it? We all missed this was asked in some previous year question paper too, so we need to know this, that it is from San Francisco, Lala Hardayal. Okay, Gadar was written by in San Francisco by Lala Hardayal. You have to learn it, that okay, from where it came, who wrote it, and what was it, and was it foreign repository or it was Indian repository. Now we come to this newspapers. Now let me read from the book that newspapers depict almost all aspects of life in colonial India from around the 1870s onwards. Newspapers have played a very important role in our modern history. They were to show the people about what they are going through. पहले हम लोग जब पहले जब न्यूज़पेपर्स आना स्टार्ट हुए, न्यूज़पेपर्स वर मोस्टली फॉर दिस इंटेलेक्चुअल, लाइक उनके इंटेलेक्चुअल एंटरटेनमेंट ऑफ द ब्रिटिशर्स. इट वॉज फॉर इंटेलेक्चुअल एंटरटेनमेंट ऑफ द ब्रिटिशर्स, बट देन इट चेंज्ड, इट बिकेम फॉर द मूवमेंट, एंड इट वॉज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay, the accounts that were published in a newspaper in London by pro-British Raj people were bound to be different from report in an Indian nationalist paper. Now, ओरल एविडेंसेस भी हैं, कई लोगों ने ओरल एविडेंसेस दिए हैं दैट आर लोग अपना अपना डायरीज लिखते थे. दीज ब्रिटिश पीपल, दीज वाइस रॉयज, दीज गवर्नर जनरल्स यूज्ड टू राइट देयर डायरीज. दे यूज्ड टू कमेंट, व्हिच यू कैन रीड इन द बुक्स. इन बिपिन चंद्र also, in Spectrum also, they have written about what they thought about India and how they were going to do it, how they were going to follow these policies and why these policies were put in. So we have got to know this from their private diaries, from their private publishings, and from oral evidences that were going through. And also now we come to the creative literature. Now that period, the period when Britishers came, अभी हम पोर्तुगीज और उनको जा चुके हैं, दे आर लॉन्ग बैक गॉन, बट उसके बाद जो यूरोपियंस, जो हमारे इंग्लिश आए थे, दे हैव सीन अ लॉट इन इंडिया. दे हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ चेंज एंड डेवलपमेंट इन इंडिया. इंडिया में एक नया क्लास वॉज कमिंग. ठीक है, there was coming up, and that was of literature, that was of paintings, literature, and creative side was evolving. This creative side, they have helped a lot in modern history, socio-economic conditions, the conditions of urban people, the conditions of rural people, and how people were changing day by day, and how the policies were affecting people. Okay, this all we can get from the cultural, from the creative literature, from the paintings. Now, these creative literatures, number one, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, he lived from 1838 to 94. He was a Bengali. Bengalis were really creative. They have done a lot, and as we read, Bengal has been a very major place in our Indian history. It was a very good attraction for all the British, all the European parts. So Bengali, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, he saw these things and he wrote Anand Math in 1882. Usme, Anand Math mein, this was a question I have seen in many mock papers, and also the question papers of last year that we have solved and we have given. So this Anand Math has had this sannyasi revolt. It was asked that which revolt is described in Anand Math by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. This is a question that can be asked, and we have to know this, that Anand Math mein sannyasi revolt that was done in 1760s is very well explained, and Vande Mataram is taken from this novel of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Then Bankim Chandra Chatterjee ki Rajasimha, this was his last novel. It was a grand finale, but it gave a lot of information about the people, how they lived, what were their conditions, what they were going through, and how everything changed from from being under British to achieving our freedom. Okay. Then Icharam Suryaram Desai, who lived from 1853 to 1912, he was a Gujarati, and he wrote Hind Ane Britannia. It was all about politics. Now, this book by Icharam Suryaram Desai, he was a Gujarati, he wrote Hind Ane Britannia. It was all about politics. We came to know about the politics through this novel of Icharam Suryaram Desai. Learn it for sure. Okay. Now we come to Tamil. We started with Bengali, then we came to Gujarati, now we come to Tamil. Tamil was by Girija Devi. She wrote Mohana Rajani in 1931. This has helped a lot. Then Ramatirthamal Dasi Kalin Musavali, Dasi Kalin Musavalai. It was written in 1936 by this man. It was in Tamil and it has helped a lot in modern history. These are the creative literatures. You have to know the writer, you have to know the novel, and any aspect of the novel which was important. See, I am telling you that you have to know the writer, then the novel, and then what aspect was taken in that novel. You have to read it, find out. If you're not getting in a book, go to internet, find it out and read it. This is very important. Okay. आनंद मठ से प्लीज एक बार बता दीजिए. आनंद मठ वॉज रिटन बाय बंकिम चंद्र चैटर्जी. ही वॉज अ बंगाली एंड उसमें दो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें उससे इस नॉवल से दो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हमें पता चली about the Sannyasi revolt that was in 1760s and Vande Mataram. We took this Vande Mataram, our like song, from this Anand Math 1882. Now we come to the last portion, that is our paintings. Paintings, as we know, Indians were already very much talented, but इन पेंटिंग्स ने जब इस मूवमेंट्स को देखा, द रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 and all the nationalist movements about the INCs and how Britishers used to live. Now, we have seen many movies, we have seen many films that were pictured. And how do we know how Britishers lived and how they affected our society? We came to know this through the paintings that were drawn by these great painters. उससे हमें पता चलता है that how they lived and what they were doing. Okay, that is a picturization. When we get a picturization, we are always attracted to it. So this all comes through the paintings. Now, this is the information. Why is it, ma'am, which book are you reading? It's almost over. It's a spectrum. Okay. Now, the company paintings also referred to be as Patna Kalam. Patna Kalam. ठीक है? It was Patna Kalam. The company paintings were known as Patna Kalam. It emerged under the patronage of East India Company and उसके through हमें बहुत कुछ पता चला है about the picturization of the Britishers, कि अब वो किस तरीके से रहते थे, how they used to dress up, and they were very shocking. Our Indians were very much talented. Even they had talented people, so they used to like paintings बनाते थे. They were so they knew about the society. हमारा जो culture था, how people dressed up, how people were living, what was our background. This we all come to know through our pictures, our paintings, and this is all the trades. Now we read the trades, the festivals, the dances, the attire of people are visible in these works. That's what I am telling. ठीक है. The trades, festivals, dances and attire of people are visible in these works. And एक चीज हमें बहुत ध्यान से याद रखनी है. It is a spectrum. Rajiv Ahir is Rajiv Ahir is the writer. Rajiv Ahir is the writer. It is a spectrum, a brief history of modern India. Okay. Now coming back to paintings. कंपनी पेंटिंग्स को हम क्या कहते थे? दिस कैन बी अ क्वेश्चन. दैट पटना कलम कहा जाता था एंड दिस इमर्ज्ड अंडर द पैट्रोनेज ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. द ट्रेड, festivals, dances, attire of people that existed at that time, we came to know this Patna Kalam. Patna Kalam. Company paintings, Patna Kalam. Okay? Okay. The paintings, pencil drawings, etchings, posters, cartoons and bazaar prints. These were very important. Especially important records are Great Revolt of 1857. Great Revolt of 1857 was a very big movement which it is known as the first fight for independence. So we come to know about the scenarios that we make in our mind. We have come to know through paintings, and paintings have played a very important role in this revolt of 1857. Now the third thing we are coming to know is Relief of Lucknow. That Relief of Lucknow was painted by Thomas Jones Barker in 1859. Relief of Lucknow was painted by Thomas Jones Barker in 1859 and is one such example from Revolt of 1857. Another painting of this period is In Memoriam by Joseph Noel Paton. it is recorded in paintings, 2 years of revolt of 1857. These two people, as it is mentioned in book, these two paintings and these two painters have to be learnt from the book The Relief of Lucknow, painted by Thomas Jones Barker in 1859, and other one is In Memoriam by Joseph Noel Paton of 2 years of 1857. Okay. Now, we have this art and culture kind of question from modern history, that is Kali Ghat painting. Kali Ghat painting that came to fore in Calcutta in the 19th century. 19th century में एक type grow kar raha tha of these paintings and painters, and this painting was known as Kali Ghat painting in Calcutta that developed in 19th century. It is given in the book, and it was not on mythological figures. This painting, this Kali Ghat painting era was not on these mythological figures जो कि अभी तक चला आ रहा था. It consisted of all the ordinary people and ordinary movement of people in those were engaged in everyday lives, and this was all picturized through Kali Ghat paintings. Okay, coming to the last page, we are just ending, so just listen to me if you can. The paintings made a comment on social evils at that time. Now, we all know about the social evils that existed in our country, the sati system and child marriage system. How do we come to know this? According to these Kali Ghat paintings that came up in 19th century in Bengal, it consisted of all the common people and common problems and their works that they were doing. The paintings made a comment on social evils at that time. उस time पे जितने भी social evils चल रहे थे, that came through these paintings. Now, artists like Nandlal Bose, Raja Ravi Verma were representatives of this new trend. The new trend of paintings that were coming, these painters played a very important role. We have to know the names Nandlal Bose and Raja Ravi Verma. Okay. In the rise of Bengal school led by Abhinandranath Tagore, nephew of Rabindranath Tagore, E.B. Hevel, who joined the art school of Calcutta as principal, and Anand Kentish Kumaraswamy, son of an important Tamil political leader in Sri Lanka, played a vital role. These names have contributed in our paintings as painters, as art schools. They have patronized art, and they developed this new era of being an artist and showing our problems, our the developments and everything about the Europeans, about our culture, about our conditions through their artistic views, to their artistic views in their writings and paintings. And we came to know about this Kali Ghat painting from Bengal, okay, that developed in 19th century. It was very ordinary. It was about the ordinary people. It was about the evils in our society. Okay. So we have done this chapter. Now guys, we have done this chapter and I have finished. I hope I have covered everything. I did a lot for this. Thank you guys for being such nice viewers, and I hope you liked it. If you liked it, you can always review me and tell me if there were any like negatives. You can always tell me. Plus, you can find this video on YouTube under the UPSC guide. Okay, this site UPSC guide, you can find my lessons and each and every lesson that you are going through in YouTube. Okay, it will be uploaded. And thank you guys for for this attention, for everything. And tomorrow we'll come with the next chapter, the second chapter. I'll be coming with the next chapter, second chapter. I'll tell you about the second chapter. The second chapter is major approaches to the history of modern India. This is a very important chapter. We have to know about the approaches that were given to modern history. And tomorrow I will be talking about this chapter. Please be here at whatever time is uploaded. Okay. Thank you so much. You can find this video on YouTube also. Please view it and subscribe this UPSC guide on YouTube, so you can get the notifications. And thank you so much.